Hello everybody! Let me tell you right away what the essence of this video is. I received a strange message from an anonymous account. Check this server, they say here. Or its history. At first, I thought it was just someone's prank. Roblox often writes something like this: secret maps, abandoned servers, mysterious bugs. But the sender's nickname was empty, without an avatar, and the message came only once. No repetitions, without explanation. I followed the link. The server was simply called 0. Without a description, no players on the list. There's only one location, a long hallway with dim lighting, as if the game hadn't had time to load up, or vice versa. It had long since forgotten that it was supposed to be a game. For the first minute, I didn't notice anything strange. But then I saw a figure at the end of the hallway. She didn't move. She just stood there. It was too smooth, too playful, like an NPC, but there wasn't a single nickname above her. And the strangest thing is that it didn't appear abruptly. I just realized that she had already been there all this time. When I woke up, it was quiet. Not in the sense of no music, but as if the sound itself is forbidden here. My character's footsteps didn't echo. The flashlight worked strangely. The light did not seem to illuminate, but simply marked the boundaries of darkness. I started walking forward. The hallway took too long. It's too much the same. The walls were repeating themselves like copies of the same mistake. And the further I went, the stronger the feeling that someone had already passed through here and left this place unfinished. I kept walking, even though I already had the feeling that this was a bad idea. With each step, the atmosphere became heavier. It was as if the server itself was trying to pressure me. And you know, it seemed to me all the time that someone was watching me. Not just a feeling. I really started to notice strange things. Sometimes, when I turned around abruptly, it seemed to me that something was disappearing in the dark. It was as if someone had time to hide a second before the flashlight beam got there. Once I even saw a silhouette right next to the wall, tall, thin, but when I got closer, there was nothing there. And the scariest thing was that the sound started to change. My steps no longer matched the movement of the character. I took one step, and it sounded like 2 steps. At first, I thought it was lags, but then I stopped to check on purpose. My character was standing motionless, and somewhere behind me, the footsteps continued for another 2 seconds. Someone was following me. I tried to convince myself that it was just a server bug, but at that moment, the flashlight flashed. And for a split second, I saw a room ahead, a small, old one with a red light inside. And there were words written on the wall. "Close your brother-in-law, otherwise it will run after you." After that, I saw him again, but I closed the doors and ran away from there. But the inscription remained in my head. And then I noticed another oddity. When I looked straight ahead, everything was quiet. But as soon as I turned the camera to the side, a silhouette appeared in the distance, in a new place every time. Sometimes at the end of the corridor, sometimes behind the doorway. Sometimes he would be reflected in the wall right behind me for a second. He never moved in front of me, but he was getting closer, as if the server didn't need to animate his movement. It was as if he appeared where the player wasn't looking. There were old doors, some room numbers, broken lamps on the ceiling, and in places there were dark footprints on the floor, similar to shoe prints. It's like someone walked here before me. And recently, I kept going because there was no other way. There was only darkness behind them, and an emptiness that seemed to be moving. Sometimes it seemed to me that she gets closer if you stand still for a long time. Then I heard footsteps again, slow ones, very heavy. It was as if someone was copying my movements. For the first time, the corridor began to change right on the move. The lights blinked, the doors appeared out of nowhere, and behind them, not footsteps could be heard, but dozens of quiet voices at the same time. And then I saw the end of the corridor. There was a window, a real window, for the first time on the server. There were ordinary houses behind it, as if it were another map altogether. But the light was blinking very strangely in one of the windows opposite. It was as if someone had turned the lamp on and off on purpose. And every time the light came on, a silhouette appeared in the window, tall, motionless. He wasn't looking at the street. He was looking right at me.